Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we talk about one of my favorite Space Marine units, the Centurion Squad, or the Centurion just in general. If you guys have any requests for Space Marine topics, or any topics of Warhammer 40K that you guys would like us to create a video for, don't forget to comment down below. Put suggestion followed by that request. And stay to the end of the video because we got a special gift for you guys. This is our subscriber appreciation week, and we're giving away cool Space Marine stuff. Hint, hint. With that said, let's get into 40 facts about the Centurion. A Centurion is a Space Marine who has been equipped with a powerful exoskeleton worn outside of its normal suit of power armor. Known as a Centurion War Suit, it allows him to serve as a heavy range or close combat assault role, between that of a normal Astarte and a Terminator. Centurion War Suits are one of the most deadly and powerful assets available to the Adeptus Astarte, able to punch holes through fortress walls with obscene force, flush out enemies with flames, or cut down any foes' advancing lines. They are walking tanks with formidable firepower. With the wall-grinding siege drill of the Assault Centurion and the mass-collapsing grab weapon of the Devastator Centurion, the vehicle pools of numerous chapters are well stocked with both variants of these war suits. It is much disputed by the Imperial scholars as to when the Centurion War Suit first engaged in conflict. This is because its origins are to be found within the dark period of the Imperium's history, known as the Age of Apostasy. This was a new age of religious strife, where millions of heretics were slaughtered across the numerous star systems. The structures of the Imperium groaned under the weight of violence and internal conflict. During the Siege of Drax, a whole hive city was destroyed, and the entire Cadian 23rd fireballed in the process. Whole companies of Space Marines were consumed in these enduring bloody actions. Battle Brothers were emptied into orbit as the ejecta of battlefield assaults, or slaughtered in the shadows of their own fortresses. The horrific specter of the Horus Heresy and the threat of another all-consuming civil war began to loom over the Imperium. It became apparent to the High Lords of Terra that their troops would need new, more brutal war gear so that they might successfully smash their way across the galaxy to exterminate the unfaithful. The Imperium needed weapons that could resolve the most horrific of battles, even if factions had barricaded themselves within indomitable citadels. So it was the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus prepared for the worst and embarked upon the voyage of understanding. Their arcs crisscrossed the galaxy on unfamiliar routes, and legions of adepts scouring ancient text in a quest for archaic knowledge. They brought back technologies to their forge worlds that had never been seen before, and they set to work. Manufactorums clattered with fevered industry. They echoed with litanies as tech priests refined weapons and armor that could be used by the Adeptus Astarte. Forge worlds were choked by banks of acrid smoke, while thousands of menials died each day, burnt in a cinder as they sought to feed the ancient furnaces with promethium. Some of the newly discovered STCs, such as the VX Balaam Ravager and the thermal missile suits, were beyond the best efforts of the tech priests to replicate reliably, and many corrupted over time to produce disturbing results. These designs were locked away in a stasis vault, lest their potency seduce the more weak-willed fabricators. But out of the Manufactorums of Mars came the prototype of a Space Marine War Suit, a vehicle that would encase existing power armor and even enable the Battle Brother to mesh with the larger suit's machine spirit. Itself a statement of intent, the War Suit was named in a manner as to acknowledge the Space Marine heroes of the Horus Heresy. It was called the Centurion. The two sanctioned variants of the Centurion War Suits were not called upon to fight during the Age of Apostasy, and even years later, these two remained the guarded secret of the tech priest, who continued to refine their litanies, prayed over them, and poured on sacred oil. The Centurions remained unused and untouched, unable to be unleashed across the corpse-choked battlefield of the apostasy, before the heretics could be finally crushed. Because of this strange delay, it was muttered by some that the Omnissiah himself was displeased with what this new brute force might enact. This rumor was only strengthened by the suggestion that these terrible devices were craving war, and their machine spirits were thirsty for blood. After being sanctioned for official battlefield use, Centurion War Suits began to show up in Imperial records during the bloody crusades of the Age of Redemption. following packs with the Adeptus Mechanicus, these slab-sided constructs were first utilized by squads of Imperial Fist and Iron Hands. Experts in tearing down fortifications and in rigorously maintaining defenses, both chapters were quick to see how the Centurion design would complement their own combat doctrines. Companies assigned pilots first from their assault squads and later from their devastator squads. In these Centurion War Suits, they found new ways to enforce and inflict the Imperial Creed upon numerous star systems. Companies of the Imperial Fist began to use the War Suits to provide an unstoppable impetus to their planetary assaults. They deployed them from their orbital battle barges in order to punch through fortresses and city blockades. They were not only employed against heretics. Xeno ships flashed like meteors through the skies to assault the planets of mankind. Great demonic entities and various macabre forms of alien races carved their way out of the warp to annihilate frontier garrisons. On the battlefields across the galaxy, these war suits prevented a great many losses to Imperial forces. Everywhere there was a threat to the Imperium of Man, the Centurion War Suits strode forth to crush the foe beneath their ceramite heel. Many worlds to this day, which were liberated from the yoke of Xeno-suppressors by squads of Space Marine Centurions, have since enshrined these mighty heroes as angels of the Emperor. Their hulking figures adorn stained glass frescoes and auto-rhetorical shrines across the Imperium, crowned with glowing halos and wielding the cleansing flame of Imperial justice. It was not long until more squads, first the Ultramarines and Salamanders, began to deploy full squads of these vehicles. They too could appreciate the lethal utility of these suits, but to them especially, the Centurions proved more than a siege weapon. Centurions brought not just the light of the Emperor, but salvation. On Orbide 2, an Orc Wall promised to overwhelm the planet until squads of war suits held the Green Tide back long enough for reinforcement to arrive. Insurgencies were cut down, the heretical heart of many traitorous rebellions were burnt out, and the Centurions became rightfully feared. There was nowhere to hide for those who opposed the Imperium. Thus, by the 38th millennium, it was unsurprising that almost all chapters of the Adeptus Astartes began assigning these war suits to their armories. To this day, it is rare to find a chapter whose armory does not possess at least a single Centurion war suits of either variant. Though only the Assault Centurion and the Devastator Centurion variants have trotted the field of war, many more have initially been discovered or produced as a result of a Tech Priest modification. These more unstable and heretical versions were discreetly lost by the Adeptus Mechanicus. They remain so to this day. Centurions share the same heraldry and organizational squad markings that can be seen on many other vehicles within the chapter's pool. As well as this, they occasionally share similar sigils to the pilots who control their war suits, with respects to honors won in battle, or their status within a company. They also boast a Centurion honor, a large stone sigil of 2 crossed fists set within a circle, echoing the position taken by a pilot inside. This is displayed upon the shoulder of the war suit, in much the same way that the Crux Terminatus is. Centurion war suits do not interface with the Battle Brothers' Black Carapace. They are exoskeletons that enhance the already considerable might of power armor, making a Space Marine into a walking tank without being surgically implanted into a dreadnought. Battle Brothers learn to pilot Centurions as part of their vehicle training. Centurion pilots are not chosen from the ranks of the chapter's elite first company, but are handpicked from the chapter's Assault and Devastator brethren. The most frequent explanation for this is that a Centurion's role requires a Space Marine to be fully immersed in a particular style of war, while the bulky exosuit lacks the degree of tactical flexibility that a chapter's veteran requires. Centurion assault squads excel at storming enemy fortifications and advancing through the broken and crumbling terrain of an embattled city. They eschew long-range weapons completely, favoring close-range firearms and flamers that they use for flushing enemies from cover. Instead of heavy guns, they wield siege drills, heavy-duty tools of destruction that can swiftly shatter the building to rubble, tear a breach into a strong point's adamantium-reinforced wall, or reduce a living opponent to a bloody mass of broken bones. Assault Centurions are normally deployed in fortified battle zones where sightlines are crowded to bring siege tanks to bear, their routes of advance too constricted to deploy an ironclad dreadnought. Under such circumstances, Assault Centurions form the vanguard of an attack, using their breaching tools to tear through any obstacle in their path, while drawing the defender's fire away from tactical squads that follow in their wake. Encased in exoskeletal Centurion War Suits, these hulking assault specialists are protected from all but the most overwhelming enemy firepower. Even a direct hit from a heavy artillery will do little more than stagger a Centurion, and small arm fire patters from the armored hides like hail. Once the fortress walls have been breached, the tactical squad spreads out to secure the area. Meanwhile, the assault Centurion engages and pulverizes anything foolish enough to stand in their way. Centurion assault squads are led by a Centurion sergeant. Centurion Devastator squads are long-range specialists who pound enemy positions with salvos of heavy weapon fire. Bloody havoc is wrought upon anything that falls within the Centurion's targeting protocol. The pilot's marksmanship is augmented by the grim machine spirits of their war suits, decimator protocols guiding servo-assisted recoil absorption and oracle auto-targeting to ensure the Centurions maintain a punishing rate of fire. Return fire is a futile gesture, akin to flinging stones at a fortress, for should the enemy launch an assault in an attempt to silence the Devastator Centurion's guns, they must contend with the suit's massive strength and the pilot's skill at arms. A Centurion Devastator squad's only real weakness is its lack of speed, for while they can outgun entire squads of enemy infantry, they are easily outpaced by the fast-moving elements of a foe's strike force. Thus, they are primarily employed to besiege defended enemy positions or to defend their own fortifications, or use a mobile fire base to strengthen advancing battle lines. Centurion Devastator squads are led by a Centurion sergeant. And those were 40 facts about the Centurion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's going to be a part 2 where we go over what type of training is required and who qualifies to become a Centurion. So in order to power this amazing suit, which is a Space Marine inside of a Space Marine, you have to know a couple things. And we're going to go over that in part 2, so subscribe to the channel to get that. If you guys have any suggestions for other topics, please comment down below. Don't forget to put suggestion followed by whatever request you have. With that said, we have a special gift for you guys.
What is up, guys? This is the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we are here to bring you some epic, awesome news.
Because the Primarch has returned, and because you need more swag for your Space Marine army, we're giving away Space Marine good stuff in the form of Centurions. We're going to be giving away a box of Centurion for a lucky subscriber. All you have to do is comment down below, like this video, and of course be a subscriber if you're not already.
One thing though, the warp is very mysterious, and we don't want you guys to be lost in mystery. So comment, but be careful, because YouTube will detect a plethora of comments as spam. So don't say, can I win, 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 because your comment will be deleted.
Yes.
So comment, but do it sparingly.
And we're going to announce the winner of this awesome box set next week. So hopefully you win, and good luck. Good luck to you guys. Don't forget to share this on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you use, because the more people that see these videos, the more opportunity for our channel to grow and the more giveaways we can give you guys. So again, good luck, and thank you so much for being a subscriber. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.